You might know Prowl as the fun-loving police officer, but deep down he really is a corrupt agent of the state. That's all a lie, who cares, it all depends on who's writing. This, however, is Classics Prowl, a pretty decent mold from around 2006, and it really shows that transition period between the first movie line and Transformers Animated and the Unicron trilogy. He does have all pinned wheels, which I love, but the engineering on him and the stylization of him, it really does show that nice transitional period to cars that are almost a real life car. I believe he's some sort of Nissan. But yeah, Prowl has a lot of really good details about him. He rolls well, he has good weapon storage, although the one problem I have with it is those clear plastic side panels where the paint has kind of started to go away. Mine is kind of a rough copy, I did get him secondhand, so he's seen better days. For size comparison, he still does hold up with modern deluxes. Here he is with Hunt for the Decepticons hubcap, Reveal the Shield Jazz, Legacy Crankcase, Combiner Wars Laser Fire, and Machine Wars Hoist. This channel is supported by Patreon and the Discord server, links in the description below. Thank you.
If my lighting looks a little bit off, it's because I had to move my lamp when I redid my desk and added my second monitor, so sorry. I don't like transforming this thing. He is very fragile right here, and the paint has actually started to deteriorate on these sections, so I'm currently in the process of trying to touch up that paint, but so let's get him started on transformation. You just kind of want to shake the blaster out, and then we can come back here and just unfurl the legs, and it really is that simple. You just unfurl them and then flip the feet forward, and then come under here and flip out the heels. And there's the lower torso, essentially. The upper torso is where it gets a little fiddly, so you want to kind of just split and wiggle the door parts. And yep, see, be careful, because these are clear ball joints. I think mine actually has some cracking on it. So we're going to try and do it on this side where we don't pop the ball joint off. Pull this arm down and kind of just push this forward and there, and get that out of the way. And then we can do the spring-loaded head trick, which is whoop, whoop, and bring that down. Super simple. Bring the backpack up, make sure not to bump that too much. And so here's where a lot of my problems and complaints come with this, because you're messing with this clear plastic bit. There we go. Rotate that down and then fold it in half, like so, and that's going to form his door wings. And then you can bring the shoulder forward. You're just messing with like this clear plastic bit that's really not fun. Bring the backpack down, flip up his shoulder rockets, and then if this piece popped off on you, fold it in half, bring it back over here, and let's pop it onto its bracket. There we go. Pop that on, and bring the backpack up like so. The backpack doesn't really tab in or go anywhere. I like putting it up high, because then he frees up his waist swivel, even though it doesn't like to stay up high. It likes to sit right there, but that's just how I like doing it. Straighten out the legs, get the feet all set up, adjust the shoulders a little bit. He's very fiddly because he has quite a bit of posability. And then flip out the blaster. And there we go. Classics Universe Prowl.
Robot mode on Prowl is pretty good. It looks like Prowl. Like, this is very obviously that cop robot from G1. I think it's pretty faithful. The head sculpt is spot on, if not a little sad looking. He kind of looks a little down. But yeah, this is a decent little representation of Prowl. It's what I think of when I think of Prowl. Not only because this is the one I have in my collection, but also because this is the one I remember growing up. This is what he looked like for a lot of 2007, 2010-ish period, when like my big Transformers phase was going through as a kid. He has amazing posability, having modern articulation, better than some modern figures with forward and backward ankle tilts, side to side ankle tilts, double jointed knees, and he cleans up really well. Like, there's not a lot of kibble. Like, his backpack is real small. Granted, his legs are a little lanky, a little long, a little weird, but he still looks good, I think. And especially when you get it in the other colors, Blue Streak and Smokescreen, like, it starts looking pretty good. For comparison, again, he looks pretty decent. He's a bit tall, but that's okay. Here he is with Windblade and Prowl, as well as Bulkhead from Legacy. Here he is with Machine Wars Hoist and Laserfire and Shattershock.
Let's talk articulation. Now, this is a mold that is from 05, 06, right around there, right when the movies are starting to get going. And it kind of shows he has that kind of movie one transformation, and his articulation, along with a little bit of automorph. And his articulation really shows they knew what they were doing around this time. So starting us off, we have a swivel at the neck. No ball joint yet, but a swivel is pretty good. He can look kind of up if you futz it and don't mind the little spring popping it out. But yeah, just a swivel at the head. He does have a light piping back there as well. For the shoulders, he has 2 outward joints. Now, that is mainly for transformation, but he does have 2 outward joints. He has a bicep swivel, a slightly past 90 elbow, as well as a wrist swivel. That is huge. Moving down, he does, in fact, have a waist swivel. You can lock it in place, sort of, by putting it down there. That's why I like this up here, because it unlocks that waist swivel. He has ball-jointed hips that go this far forward, this far back. They go about that far out, which is insane. So great posability there. He has a double jointed knee, and the way his knee works is he has a joint there, a swivel, and then another bend. So he has, which there's no reason for that to be there. The only reason he has double jointed knees is to commend that, and there's really no reason for the swivel to be past that joint. They really could have fit it up here, but it does mean that he has really dynamic and really intriguing leg posability, along with double jointed knees, which is really good, although it does end up making his legs look quite a bit long, especially whenever you start bending them at that second joint. He then has ankle forward and back, as well as ankle pivot. This dude has better articulation than some figures in 2024. So yeah, really good articulation on this guy. The only thing that really holds him back, I know some people think that this mold is kind of unattractive. I like this mold though. I think it looks good. It's a good looking Prowl. I think it looks like Prowl. When I think of Prowl, this is what I think he looks like.
Over the years, Prowl has come in very many flavors, ranging from Transformers Animated to Transformers RID to Transformers Combiner Wars, and this Classics version. It really is a pick your flavor when it comes to Prowl, because he's had so many different redesigns. But in my opinion, this is a fantastic representation of that G1 Prowl character. I absolutely adore this one, and you can find this one for pretty cheap on the aftermarket. Granted, whether or not the paint's in shape or not is a different story, and he does look good with your War for Cybertron stuff. So if you're looking for something to fill that gap that dead Prowl just doesn't fill, this is a pretty good replacement. This is a pretty good replacement. Anyways, let me know what you think in the comments below. Let me know if you own this figure in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next one. This has been Bot's Obsession.